world is over, when you say you're feeling lonely, if you ever need a shoulder, you know where to find me. Stop chasing all the city lights, breathe me in, go on and take your bite, count on me to make you come alive. You know where to find me tonight. You know where to find me tonight. When you feel the world is over, when you say you're feeling lonely, if you ever need a shoulder, you know where to find me. Stop chasing all the city lights, breathe me in, go on and take your bite, count on me to make you come alive. You know where to find me tonight. You know where to find me tonight. When you feel the world is over, when you say you're feeling lonely, if you ever need a shoulder, you know where to find me. Stop chasing all the city lights, breathe me in, go on and take your bite, count on me to make you come alive. You know where to find me tonight. You know where to find me tonight. You know where to find me tonight. When you feel the world is
Hello everyone and welcome back. 2 seconds, my screen's gone funny. Oh, there we go, I've got it. Today we're playing a new game that only got released a couple of days ago, Hardspace Shipbreakers. Now this game is in early access at the moment. I had a little bit of a play on it last night, which was probably a mistake. I was absolutely knackered and I thought it was going to be an absolute disaster because the controls are an absolute... It's a bit of a mess, but it is an early access game, so hopefully they'll get it worked out as it goes along. But I gave it another go this afternoon, and it was I was able to sort of to get the hang of it. So fingers crossed. I haven't pre-launched the game just yet because it has a tendency to crash. So we might be back to this screen a couple of times over the course of the stream. But whilst this one warms up, what's everyone's egg count up to so far? After the big redeems, there should only be like small numbers today. 7k, well, that's enough for a business presentation. And 1.7. So actually, I'll just skip through this. Get to the menu. One thing I will do is the next Tales from the Coop is a short one, but just to tease you there, royalty. Right, let's get started with this. Now, one thing, well, I'll put a few things up here with it being like an in-development game. The controls, as I said, are very, very just want to say it's like dodgy and not in the right place. I don't know if you can actually change them or not, the controls. I don't think you can. Let's go into this. We're not going to do the career mode because it's just a bit too awkward, especially while I'm trying to learn the game. So we're just going to go into the free play mode. I think we'll just choose the little ship to start off with. Just takes a little bit of time to load. The premise of this game is you're working in a dock and the ships come in to be disassembled for parts, pretty much. And it's your job to strip the little ships and recycle the different components, sell the parts that are useful down there. And we're in space. Oh, what's that, Chrissy? You want two? The first thing you'll notice about this game that I will say is the HUD is incredibly cluttered. So I'm hoping maybe as we're putting these streams out, because I know that the developers are obviously looking for feedback. That's one thing I would say is tidy the HUD up. If one of the developers ever happens to be watching this, and I would also say as well, change the middle mouse button with the right button. It just seems very, very off. But what we'll do is we'll do something disastrous with this ship first, because at the minute it's a pressurized ship. So let's bring out our cutting tool and let's do a little bit of an explosive decompression. What's that, Chrissy? Oh yeah, the HUD. Yeah, it's as well. Actually, I'll bring it when I press escape. The menu you've got here to actually exit the game is 2 stops down. So I don't know what this option is here that I've got selected. Doesn't seem to do anything. It brings up this menu, which I don't know what it is. I can move the thing down and I can press the X. I've got no idea what that's for. But I think we'll make a bit of a mess of this ship, and then we'll try doing another ship properly. But the destabilizer's awkward controller.
Air pressure level decreasing. Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
we go. Explosive decompression. The bridge might be pressurized separately as well. No, it's there. What we'll do is with all these little bits are, we change to our grapple. We'll hold still. We can grab it, and this one, it says furnace there, so we put that in there. And we'll just launch that into the furnace, and then we get money for it.
Deposit accepted.
I hope you can hear like as well the bits of the game audio that's playing in the background there as well. I've already done sort of like a rough sound check for this one. Just grab that and fire it into there. Wait for it to float. This is where to launch it away would be better if it was right click, because if I mean the tethers are good. Let's see if we can.
Material deposited.
We'll change to another cutter, and we'll take this nacelle off. Let's just. Alright, hang on, we'll change that back now to the other cutter. Nope, it's not actually going to let us take that off. Oh well. Let's scoot around a bit. Let's carve a few more holes while we're at it. Oh, this one might have to have bolts released from the inside. Hang on, we'll go through that mess that we carved out. There is some other like scanning sort of modes, so we can see the interior. So each one of those yellow bits is like a cutting point. That's like where the different bits, where the different sections of the hull are all cut together. So if we release some of those, like some of the hull plating will come off, so that we can like recycle bits as whole bits. But let's just screw it here. Let's put our torch on. Climb into there. And we'll see. Right, let's switch out that cutting head. And we'll take out these supports. Oops. Take out another one. The rear section might actually come away once we do this. Have a look anywhere else that we need to cut on that bit. Nothing that's standing out. Oh, hang on. There you go. You see that upper panel now has just been released. Right, we'll switch back to the grapple. Grab that. And try our best to push it away. I can grab it by the hand. Sort of move it out slightly. Right, let's hop away from that. Now, which way is the barge? I bet the barge is on the other side. Yeah, the barge is typically on the other side of the ship. Let's try and pull this towards us a little bit, just so we get lined up. Try and pull it towards us a bit, just to give it a bit more momentum. pull that. I can point out this part's like a fragile part. But if we get that, oh, hopefully we'll get that in land and we can sell it. Yep, got it.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Right, let's move up a bit. I say the controls are rather awkward for moving around in 3D, so we're a bit kind of all over the shop. I tell you what we'll do, since we've sort of like demoed the basic concept, we'll do a ship properly. Or where we don't blow up half of it with explosive decompression. Go back to free play. Now, does anyone have any preference? I mean, the colours don't matter because it's all kind of randomised and the interiors are all sort of mixed up, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Any preference on the shape of the ship? The orange ones, where they've got, is this one orange and we've got this one orange. Got number 3 royalty. Let's see. So first off, we'll find out where the airlock is. So on this side, yeah. Evening focus. You're way too early. We're only 16 minutes in. What are you doing here? Right, let's go inside.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Let's hop inside here. Stop. And
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
that gets us into the main cabin. And in here we need to find the life support sort of system. There it is. Get up close to that and we will vent the ship in a more controlled manner.
Air pressure level decreasing. Airlock pressure levels dropping.
There we go, that should open that. Oh, and if I can get this stable. See, at least in Adrift it was a lot more easier to control the character. But let's see, we're inside the ship now, so you can see all this stuff here which is ready for us to salvage. Oh no.
Please avoid damage.
Yeah. Well, so much for that ship. Yeah, we definitely don't have to worry about breaking the hull apart now. It's really cool the way it's sort of like buckled out over, hasn't it, from the inside, from wherever we hit in the centre. Yes, royalty. I would 100% go into space if I got the opportunity. I would go and you can sign me up for Mars straight away. Right, what we'll do is, because I'm determined we're going to do this properly, we'll go back to here, replay, open this one, try that again, different colours this time. I've actually got the red that was on the picture. Is the airlock still in the same place though? That's the question. Here we go.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Let's hop in here. Rotate the air cycle again.
Levels increasing. increasing.
In the atmosphere. Open the
Airlock
hatches.
pressure levels dropping.
Right, this time. See, with all these explosions, I think it must be some sort of influence of Chrissy, this. It has to be. Right. So if we change here, we can see all the different structural supports. There is some other views as well. So we can see, you know, the various like systems as well that we can harvest, and objects as well that we can harvest. But the first objective is going to be, I'm going to fingers crossed the barge is in this direction. Or actually, let's put the torch on so we can actually see. We're going to take out some of these supports and remove the floor. There we go, there's the first panel out. A little bit higher. Right. Take out that one. There's that panel away. There we go. So I'm going to see if I can ride this panel out, if I can. See, we're slowly moving out there. Right, now where is this stuff going? Right, this stuff is going to the blue window. So, what we will do is we'll switch to the tether. And it was all three of these panels we loosened, wasn't it? Stabilize. Right, so we want tether to that, tether to that, and then we will tether it into the recycler. And hopefully, if we haven't released enough bolts. I thought those other panel dropped away. We must be one screw in. Right, stop there. Is there still one bolt or something we've missed? Stabilize a second there. Or maybe it's still bolted to section. Cut these two off. Oh, this will release the bridge. The little flight deck. Definitely something else holding this plate in place. Oh, there we go, we've pushed it out. Right, let's get the grapple. Oh, that's not the grapple, that's the cutter. We'll tether that in there and hopefully it'll take... Oh, the other tether's expired, hang on.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
We'll grab that. And we'll send there. Just in the normal sort of like Korea one, you have a very, very limited supply of these tethers, but because we're playing like the free play style, where we get a lot more. Right, let's grab that one there. And we will shoot that into the barge.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
So now we've got the bottom section of the ship exposed. Let's just stabilize what thrusters there. Actually, what I'll do is, because we have unlimited of these, we'll use the tethers to drag those 3 chests out if it can. Nope. Ooh, hopefully that'll go in. Ah, I must have tethered it to the hull. Chest number 1, chest number 2.
Salvage secured. Credits
There we go.
deposited.
Right, so what else of value have we got in here? Ooh, that could have been disastrous. Right, what else have we got then? Because we need to get these side walls out as well. Let's bring up the scanner thing. That's right, we'll take out these other structural supports here. We need to rejiggle the sensitivity as well because it's a little bit too much. You see another panel there's just come off. There's another panel. Actually, before those panels get too far away, we'll recycle the light fittings.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
So I assume that's what these are anyway, light fittings. There we go. So as we're breaking up this section here, has anyone done anything exciting today? I've just been collecting parts for a client. Oh, I keep pressing that button there, thinking it should be. Let's release that. There we go. That's the second time I've done that. Right, how many of these wall panels are loose now? Is it all 3 of them? Is this one loose as well? No, that one's still attached. Drinking exciting tea. Yeah, one thing I've always we actually talked about this the other day. Is I wish there was like Twinings had like a variety pack. I know they do those ones that have like they've got like 4 different flavors in, but I'd like to try their entire range. Stop. Oh, because when I used to work in the hotel, I used to be able to try like a few of them. But you know, I don't want to be stuck with like a box of like 50 or something like that if I don't like that flavour. If they just like had like 2 of each from their entire range. Oh, go on, pull the second one, pull it. No, is it going to pull it?
Valuable object
Yes.
processed. Credits awarded.
Oop. Go on. Pull the other whole plate through. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, actually, when I stayed in a hotel a while ago, I actually came back with the tea bag, and I completely forgot about it, and I found it like 2 years later, and I thought, well, it's probably best not to drink it, to try it now. It was still like in the hotel packaging. But yeah, exactly, I'd love to try one. But, you know, like you say, you don't want to get stuck with a an entire box of them. Alright, let's very carefully line this one up. Fire that into the collection.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
We'll take that and we'll put this on the barge.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Take these other wall panels off. What else have we got in here that can go? Oh, that's something that we can collect for ourselves. What we've got here, another pickup. Right, we'll take those as well. Oops. Oh well. Anything else like obvious on the walls? Doesn't look like it. Right, shall we see if we can release the engine? Yeah, you need the pick and mix. You know, like what they used to have at Woolies, where you had all the selections and what have you. Grab that and I say carefully pull it towards us. There we go. There's some more there.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Now, if we want this reactor, I think we're going to have to take out this deck plating. Right, let's switch over to the cutters. Oh. Right, stabilize. That. Oh, there we go, that's been released. Switch back to the grapple, and where's this one going? This one's going into processing as well. So I'll grab that. We'll pull it a bit towards us. Fingers crossed that will eventually float its way into there. Right, where was the engine bay? There it is. Whatever this is anyway, yeah, the reactor core. I wonder if we should release the thrusters, but as I tell you, in case anything gets bashed, I'm going to release this engine pod, whatever it is at the back.
Object processed. Credits awarded.
There we go, let's unlock the engine, so if we break that panel we won't have to worry about it. Right, let's come on out. Now we have to avoid electrocution. Hopefully that actually might have momentum just to be able to float straight up onto the barge. We'll hang fire for a moment and we'll... because this part deteriorates as you... if it's left out too long. Let's just give it a smack. Have they got it? There we go, we've got it. Right, we're going to harvest that
Credits transferred.
engine pod or whatever it is from the back here. So let's back it up a little bit. Alright, so that hasn't been fully released. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we haven't taken the clamps off. I don't know if any of this music is coming through because I've got like the volume turned down low, but this just reminds me of Firefly. Right, that one's going into processing, so we're just going to toss it straight in. And away it goes.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Now this thruster, we should be able to drag it straight out through the hole. Oh, what's happening there? It went back in. Pull it back out. And fire. Hopefully that gets deposited.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Have they? Because when I was looking on one of the things the other day, I know it was on Amazon, you could get like a variety pack thing, but it was only 4 flavors. But you got like it was like the the 20 pack sort of things, but the 4 flavors. Right, we need to go on the inside and detach. You know what, I'm going to detach these outer sort of like. It's almost like a blade of armor that would break off. I think that's what these are supposed to be. But do they have like is it an actual where you can like select like a couple of tea bags of each type? You have to put the link in the tea room on Discord. Oh, have you already done it? I'm absolutely stunned. Discord didn't come up with a notification. This was the one time it's actually done its job. Now, is this connected by anything else? Right, let's switch to the grapple. Oh no, it's all gone horribly wrong. We're getting thrown all over. Right, release that. Right. Stop. Tether. This to that. Tether. Blue hole. Get those 2 parts out of the way.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
There we go, that's floating in there. I think so. This game is almost once I get the hang of the controls, you'd almost think it was almost like therapeutic sort of thing. You know, slowly dissecting the ship. Where is that still connected to the hull? Is it? I thought it went blue when it. I don't know where that. Unless it's somehow stuck to the in the cell. Hey, we'll go back inside and we'll see if we can get in. Oh, we'll have to get into the outer walls, won't we? Right, we'll have to take off the. Ooh, take out the side walls. One thing we can't do. We can take the light bulbs as well. If we're going to recycle it, we might as well do a good job. Hopefully these will hit the barge. Yeah. Oh, crikey, there's even more. But I tell you what, forget the bulbs for now, there's too many of them. Right. So, where is... Oh, hang on, we haven't cleared the bridge out yet. Get the chairs.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Pop that into there.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Take whatever the... Ooh, get whatever this console thing is out. Pop that in there. I think there's about 4 of those.
Salvage secured. Credits
Yeah.
deposited.
Ooh, bring that out.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Take one of those little air conditioning units.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Oops, let go of it.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Right, what else is in the bridge? There's quite a few things still in the bridge. Oh, I think these consoles, when I was testing it earlier on, can electrocute you. Let's just carefully keep our distance from it.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Grab this computer. Actually, whilst they're doing their electrical thing, let's just sever these ones from the walls. Hopefully whatever charge is in them might dissipate. Yep, put that down there.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Take another one of these big units.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Ooh, what happened there? That didn't go down very well, did it? We've tethered that to there now. Hang on. Oh, we've done it again. This is why the controls really need to be changed for the middle mouse click and the right. I'm continuously making that same mistake. Right, what have we got in here then? We need to separate these sections. We need to get into these side walls as well. Right, let's take the airlock panel. Dispose of that. Right, so Right, we'll take this extra, like hull armor or whatever it is. Actually, are those supports as well? Yeah, right, so that could be what's holding that section on. Pick these out. There's probably 3 more on the other side of the ship as well. But whilst we're here, we're going to sever all these supports. We still need to get inside and release the nacelles. Where's the last one? Right, I'm thinking that's all of those. Actually, I wonder if we can... I'm going to release that there. I bet there's one on the other side as well, and we might be able to get all these in a big chain. Yeah, there's another support in there. So is that bit out? Has it been detached? Right, let's get the grapple out. Let's stop there. We will tether that to that. And then we will send this down the blue hole. That's 7 away. And we're going to... We'll test to see whether or not that has been actually released. It has, yeah, it just hadn't budged. And there goes that one there, yeah. I think there might still be the... Where's that one to go? That's going to processing as well. Oh, both of those little... Oh, the whole front section's now come loose. Right.
Object processed. Credits awarded.
Let's connect that to that. Oh, we've clicked too low. Oh, never mind. We'll lose that bit. It's fine. It just flies off into deep space. Yeah, there's still connections inside of this bit of hull as well. You see the cockpit is now starting to drift away. But it also means we can now get inside and get rid of the primary hull. Because we're getting rid of this ablative armor section. Grab that. Tether it into there. There it goes. Or at least it did.
Object processed. Credits deposited.
Right, let's spin back around. Let's see what we can now get out of this. We need to be able to squeeze in a bit. I wonder if we can... No, we can't. Just see if we can nudge it maybe a little bit more. But there's like a cooling system thing in there. So we'll have that. But we need to get this hull off. Let's see, maybe if we just get a hold of the hull. That's 2 down. Well, Gravy today has enjoyed loads of cuddles, but at bedtime today, something's just up with Casserole. She doesn't see myself. I don't know if it's because of the weather, because it sort of feels like we're going to have lightning. But Casserole just wasn't herself tonight. She came up for our cuddles as normal, though. Right, let's stabilise that. And see if we can get that into there yet. Yeah, that whole section pulls away quite nicely. What's that there?
Processing value.
It's speckle for the ball. She guards that ball once it's got stuff in it. Right, let's carefully pull this cooling thing out. And try and figure out which direction is the barge. There it is.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
It's like you just had a brain meltdown.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Right, so that's that bit there done. Now we'll go over to the other side of the cockpit. And, oh, actually, I don't know if we're actually be able to get in there. We'll have this wall panel though whilst we're here. Figure out which way the barge is. There it is. Where are we going? Oh, there it is. So there's another cooling unit in there. Let's see if we can carefully get in again, and we will grab a panel here just to stabilize ourselves so we can cut these sections out. Oh yeah, we lost part of the bridge now. Look at it, it's all frozen because the cooling system leaked. Right, let's get the grapple out. I don't know if we'll get anything for it since it's damaged, but we'll try to find out. Because obviously we're still learning how to play this. There it goes. There hasn't been much to put into the furnace, I'm noticing. Quite a lot of it's going down into the processing section to be recycled. Maybe the other types of ships.
Processing. Credits deposited.
There we go, that's away in there. Right, is there anything else of value in... Right, so yeah, the red bits are for that. So... There's a light fit in there, we'll have that.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
So how are we going to get these off without making a real big mess of it? I suppose we can maybe just actually go for it and slice up a few sections of this. We'll see if we can get this panel off with the cutting tool. Oh, we've got one section to hull off. And I think that second bit is also released. I'll tell you what, we'll just use the tethers for quickness to chuck them in the hole.
Processing. Credits deposited.
Let's just vaporize that panel there. Wouldn't it might just be easier to vaporize the furnace panels and throw the rest straight into the recycling. I have to wait for this cutting head to cool down as well. You can see a little percentage bar on the handle thing there. If that maxes out, it goes to you like get set on fire or explode sort of thing. Can we pull that out yet? We can. Oh, this is pulling the entire unit over to us. Let's go into the furnace now. Where's that other whole section now? Because it's flying away.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
I'm not sure how to get the glass out. Maybe we can incinerate the glass. Yeah.
Salvage destroyed. Don't do that.
Tell you what we'll do now. I wonder if it's got enough now. We can just get rid of the entire cockpit now. Is it going to take it? I think it's going to go in. There is some furnace components in there though, but I think the rest will outweigh it. In theory.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
Let's see if that little thing at the top there goes red with anything that we shouldn't have put in there. Nope, we must have got away with it. Right. What's left now of the rest of the hull? So there's still all these little structural beams here. Back it up. We'll grab whatever this is. Try and locate which side of us the barge is on.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Thinking this is 7 now. Are all these whole segments 3? Or just that one? Let's send it into the blue hole and see what happens. Oh, we should maybe send it to the other blue hole. Let's just tie those together there. And this is how we find out if the other ones are connected as well.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Right, so this big one here is still connected somewhere. Let's have a quick scan. Oh yeah, I can see that there's some more supports. Yeah, we missed this one here. Grab that. Pop that into there. Must be getting close to releasing this from the hull. Yep, I'm reckoning those two bits there are what's holding it in place.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Let's get out of here before it floats away. Yeah, so that's pods now 3. And now we'll play the game of which side of us is the barge on. There it goes. Actually, I wonder if is there an option maybe to... I just wonder if there might be a way to adjust the brightness, because it is very, very dark. I know space is dark, but you'd think it would have some lights on in this little work area. Oh look, that looks fun and explosive, doesn't it? Right, if I just grab that... I'll just grab it with my hands at all. Try to see if I can maybe pull it away. One thing I will do though is I'll grab that and we'll just get that bit of debris out of the way. Right, I tell you what, we'll do the other side first before we handle the flammable stuff. Oh, might not be able to get through the hull. So where are the supports here then? Ah, right, they're on the upper section that I can't see yet. Alright, we'll break the rear section off and then we'll try coming at it from the other side. Although, there's always plan B. We can make our own hole. And we've pressed the wrong button again. Well, it's pulled it out, I suppose. And this one's going into the furnace.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
I wouldn't get these supports out. Can't be that many more of these left, just these couple back here. Cut these, and hopefully the rest of the ship will just sort of drift apart a bit. There's that panel away. And then you see that the rest of that is now starting to drift apart slightly. Any more? Just the bits that are holding that nacelle in, which we're going to go and take out now, I think. And let's just grab onto there. Line that up. And that's the other pod out. Right, let's zoom around. Grab the tether and throw it in the direction of that. There it goes. So we've broken up this ship quite nicely, I think, here.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Tether these two bits together and send them down there, because they should be free now. I'm just not sure about that airlock section, so we'll do that one separate. Oh, we didn't take the light bulbs. Hang on, I might be able to get this one at least. There we go. They're away into there now. Right. What have we got in this section here now?
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
I don't know if this bit's free yet. I'm just trying to like pull it with the suit thrusters almost. what we got then? So the red bits will be for the furnace, blue bits will be for the other bit. So we have those which are going to be salvaged. There's still that controller left on the thrust and release. But we will... Right, full stop. Grab that. And that's away.
Processing valuable objects. Credits awarded.
Let's just grab that and we'll toss this bit in the furnace, whatever this bit of loose is. Must be out of range for that. Right, how are we going to safely get those furnaces out without blowing ourselves up and without cutting too big a hole in the hull? Ideally, if I could just slide it out from here. Oh, alright, let's get this explosive thing away quickly. Which way's the barge? Right, we're going to have to move out a little bit. So let's just nudge that and hopefully it'll go where we want it to go. Right, that there is going to processing. So we will chuck that down there. And there was something else floating that came out of it, but it's probably drifted off.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Right, so not that bit. Got some more bits of debris here, we'll tidy up that. Chuck them in the hole. Carefully get underneath here and pull out. Oh no, we've done it again. Here we go. Oh, that's not good. What we'll do is we will stick that into processing. And we will... Yeah, we'll risk it, but we'll put it over there in case it explodes. There we go.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
So there's not much left of this ship now. Right, let's tether that into processing. There it goes.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Whatever this bit of debris is, we'll chuck that in the furnace. There's only really this little bit of hull left now. Is that the bit where the airlock was? Yeah, that's the awkward bit, isn't it? Right, let's see, is there anything... I wonder if we can just put all of this into the processing thing. Let's try it. It should be light enough to move by now. If not, we'll see if we can crack it in half. there it goes. It's starting to move. I think once I get the hang of this game, it's one of those sort of like, you know, when you have those like you see those little like videos, like the satisfying video sort of things, just chopping up the ships piece by piece, dismantling them. I mean, you could go in with the cutter and you could just hack away like a madman, but where'd be the fun in that? So let's see, can I get a second tether on that? Might speed it up a bit. That's why I told you that whenever you're rendering it, you should click the entire sequence. Because the way that you have the in and out selected for everything, it just adds more complication to the way that you've got yours laid out. There we go. It's away. Although we have lost, I think, some because we put a couple of materials that weren't supposed to go in here. There we go. Anything left in the ship? I think that's it. Oh, hang on. There's a tub of something here. There we go.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Let's tidy up the workplace a bit here. This must be 2 more bits of debris. What's this, like a golf ball or something that's floating around? Oh, it's one of those light fittings. And it bounces away. I think that is it. Let's head back to the home console thing here. And then you end your shift. And we'll see what the summary looks like. Now this again is another problem because there is information which is off screen, so I don't know what the menus are. But this is all the bits and bobs. So these are all the things that we lost as well, because yeah, we threw some light fittings in the thing, we forgot to pull those out. And there was those last bits of aluminum, wasn't there, that was in the wrong chute. But that's alright. Right, let's press the space bar and see what happens. So I think what we'll do is, because there's no point in doing a massive one now, I'm going to go to the big ship here. We're just going to have a little look at it, because I was having a look at this earlier on today, but I didn't get a chance to have a proper look at it. So we'll have a little rummage inside for a couple of minutes. I assume other ships, but the sort of like campaign mode, you've got to like break down all these ships to get to pay off your like ludicrously huge debt. So there's like specific missions, like you've got to you're told that you know maybe you need to get like one to sell or something like that, and you've got to like make sure that you get that because you're on a time limit. Whereas we've just been in free play and we messed around for an hour, like stripping that ship down to the tiniest parts. But in the normal mode, you only get like a few minutes to grab the important salvage, and then that's it. Your shift's over for the day. Let's have a little zoom round here now. When I had a look at this before, the airlocks were on the top. That's about as far as I got. Tell you what we will do though, whilst we're cycling these airlocks, Shall we press your favourite new button?
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
There we go, we're inside now. Yep, Roti, famous. Yeah, I noticed that it started to lag out. This game is not like really optimized. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but the radiator on my computer is going nuts. As well, it probably doesn't help that I'm using an ultra wide. Actually, just in case anyone is watching this, I probably will send it on to them just as a highlight. This is the resolution I'm playing at. It's certainly not optimized for it. Right, so let's cycle this airlock here. This is as far as I got before I went for my tea. Ooh. I'm guessing that we shouldn't have done that. Let's turn that one there. So might as well open this there. I think we may have just like very violently decompressed the ship. Has the outer doors been opened? Yeah, I'm guessing that. Are we exposed to space, or is this still... No, apparently there's still must be atmosphere somewhere.
Air pressure level increasing.
We want nowhere.
Air pressure level decreasing.
This bit's in a vacuum. Let's just have a little look around here. So there's lots of supports in this one. And all these extra cargo containers to throw into the barge as well. Let's just see if we can maybe knock a little bit of this floor out for a minute. Okay, on that one. This one here maybe as well. Just see if we can quickly get the floor out.
Salvage destroyed. Please revisit your training.
Maybe it's just held together from these two bolts. No, the hull is still held together with something. Oh, there we go, that panel's loose. Yeah, I think I would like to. Well, we'll come back at a different time and we'll strip one of these huge ships and see how long that takes. But I think since we stripped that other ship there, I think we'll call it for today. Because otherwise I'll wind up and I'll be doing this for another 4 hours. But aye, so I hope you enjoyed this. This is like an early access game. Pardon me. So it's not, it's obviously not optimized, and it's I would imagine they should be, as long as the sort of like the early access campaign is successful. Hopefully there'll be a lot of updates to it in the future. So much like Walking Simulator, we'll keep coming back to it when there's updates, so we can see what what new ships or what new mechanics, and maybe if the screen has been fixed, because like I said, it's an absolute mess down here. I can't tell what's going on with all this gubbins in the middle here, other than where it says processing. That's the only thing that's useful here, because it tells me which one of these slots that I have to throw it out of. The rest of this information is just a mess. So I have no idea what's going on with it. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that one. Tomorrow we are starting a brand new game. We are going to be playing Dead Space, because that is now going to be replacing our Saturday night horror games, because we just finished Alien Isolation last week. So we are replacing it with Dead Space, another space horror game. So I hope you'll all enjoy that one when we play it. I can't remember what this week's Walking Simulator is, but you'll have to check the schedule on Discord. Speaking of Discord, let's press the lag button for a second there. Let's have a second round of lag in the stream. There we go. Just in the chat is half working on that, but never mind. So I hope you enjoyed that there. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, hang on, before we go, let's go to Twitch, because you guys will need your eggs if you're saving up for those mumbo mustaches. So we've just got Angry Joe tonight, so let's click on there, and 3 of them in there. Alex looks really happy there in the background, doesn't he? Right, dismiss that one there. So thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good night. Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day.